Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so got a game tonight. Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves in Las Vegas. And I was confused because I was very certain that the game said Thursday, but I was also very certain that they didn't play back-to-backs in the preseason. So the confusion had me correcting myself when I wasn't wrong. I said that the game would be tomorrow and that would make it today, and that's exactly what it is. Back-to-back in the preseason to me is bizarre. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know whose bright idea that was to schedule that, but it ain't gonna amount to much because we're not playing our stars. You get one half of Bron for doing that. That's all you get. I do not expect he'll play tonight. It's already been said that Anthony Davis is not playing tonight. The vets are not playing. I don't even know if Patrick Beverly's gonna play very much tonight. It's gonna be a lot of youngsters out there, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They want to schedule these games back to back, and just because it's in Vegas, think we're gonna play our stars? Hell no. And that's not happening. So you will get a whole lot of Austin Reeves and guys like that tonight, and I'm happy about that. That's what I want to see. Pippen, Swider, all the guys that struggled yesterday, give them more reps. I hope today that they went through a process of looking at, watching film from yesterday, figuring out what it is that they want to work on, and continuing the process of finding the rhythm with that great offensive, sequence. The sequences that we saw yesterday were fantastic. That's basically what I'm saying. Keep that up. Keep running that offense that we enjoyed from last night. And what I was encouraged by is the progress from the first game to the second game offensively. In the first game, it didn't seem like we were running many plays at all. It didn't seem like we were quite sure what we wanted to do in certain situations. The second game, it looked like they had about 10 plays they were trying to run, and they were just executing them to perfection and doing their very best rather to learn those plays. And I thought they were doing a good job in that way. So that's what I saw. Hopefully today we'll see more of the same, and more of an emphasis on rebounding the ball. Hopefully more of an emphasis on players that didn't play. I'd like to think that Dennis Schroeder's in town now. I don't know what his visa situation is. Hopefully he's made it for this game. Troy Brown, hopefully he'll be available tonight. Guys we haven't seen. Puff didn't get much minutes last night. Want to see him get more of those tonight. That's kind of where my head is. I just hope to see more from Dwayne Bacon. He played really good minutes down the stretch of the game last night. Maybe he should be playing more tonight. That kind of thing. Obviously more Scottie Pippen. I'm loving what he's doing playmaking wise. He's showing us that he can be another facilitator out there with LeBron James, with Austin Reeves. And of course, Austin Reeves, the jump that it looks like he's about to make, it's going to be really nice. Because he's an everything man, and he loves getting offensive rebounds, it seems. And the stronger he gets, the more he has a knack for that type of thing, it seems. So, as he was impressive last night, diving all over the place, jumping around, using his size, using his mind, because that boy, I think he's one of the smartest players we got. Always putting himself in a position to take advantage of what the defense gives him, not forcing anything, but making the defense react to him. And I thought that was just something that he was pressing the issue on. 9 big assists, bunch of defensive stats. Look out for Austin Reeves. I'm trying to tell you, if his jump shot starts to fall, I think the basketball IQ and the size will propel him to heights that his draft stock just did not anticipate. And I'm telling you, our scouts are some of the best in the business, and he is one of the main reasons why I think that. Just finding that kid in the back of the draft, and just, he's exactly what we need, and he's doing exactly what we need. So that's what I love about what we're seeing there. And as I said last night, please secure his bag. I know we're building a lot of different things, and we need a lot of money, but having him not be a part of what we're doing makes no sense, no matter what you're building. Just out of the sheer size, mind, and defensive intensity alone, there's nothing you're doing that he should not be a part of. That's period. Just period. So that's what I think about Austin Reeves. Probably one of the most important players we got. Just want to continue to see him get minutes tonight. In fact, I would not be mad if we rested him, because he took some good tumbles yesterday too. So depending on how his body's banged up or whatever, I don't have any problem with him not playing a back-to-back in the preseason, because his role is solidified. I love what I saw from Kendrick Nunn yesterday. He got some good run. I like the rhythm he's in. Since he hasn't played very much, I have no problem with him playing tonight. In fact, I'd give him more run if he wanted to, because he's missed so much basketball. He just needs to get out there. And judging by what I've seen, I know why people have been impressed with him. If he's been playing like this in the practice, then we're up for a mighty battle with that shooting guard position because he ain't gonna roll over. I'm excited, of course, about seeing a Walker. I don't know how he's doing. I know he twisted his ankle, but that's somebody I'm super excited about seeing. Hopefully, we can get him out there. We got a nice little offensive attack. If we can keep one of those facilitators who play outside of the point guard position on the floor, and then you keep guys like Dwayne Bacon and Dennis Schroeder, a couple of these other guys that look to score. Damian Jones. I like the lineups we have without AD and Braun on the floor. If we can keep a facilitator down there with the Kendrick Nunn, with a Patrick Beverly, those guys are going to look to score the basketball. And I think we can get away with resting Braun and resting AD in some nice sequences in third quarters and second quarters where those guys will probably be pluses for us against certain units. So I'm fairly optimistic that even though we don't have the most talented roster, the roster pieces that we have very much complement our stars. And if our stars are holding it down the way they're supposed to, our team, it'll equate to us being an elite team. I really believe that because you don't need guys doing too much. You just need them to be able to attack from the angles they're going to be attacking from. Bottom line is, Braun's going to get about 16, 17 shots a game. AD's going to get 16, 17 shots a game. So it ain't going to be that many shots to go around. You need guys to get rebounds, 50-50 balls, play defense, hustle, be tenacious, active, distracting, and all of those different type of things. Not necessarily carrying so much of a load offensively to where they need the ball as well as AD and Braun. That's not how we need a team to be constructed. So from where I'm sitting, we have what we need minus the shooting that we're ultimately going to get. So that's where we're at. I like our team. I like our chances. And it's just about the health of the stars and keeping them fresh. And so, Scottie Pippen, like I said, that facilitating ability that he has, coupled with his attacking mindset, like I said, you put him down there with a couple of them other dudes, and that tenacity will buy you time. It will buy you a lot of time, actually. You may be able to win some good games against some bad teams without your stars, with some of these guys. That's what I'm telling you. It's not crazy because you have the length in the Joneses and the Bryants and the Juan Toscano Andersons and the Winyan Gabriels. I mean, we have the size to throw at you, to continue to throw huge bodies at you with lineups that Braun and AD aren't a part of. And then we got Beverly coming in, hounding you like crazy. Once Beverly sits down, you got to deal with Pippen, who kind of does the same things. And then that gives Schroeder all the energy in the world to do what he does because he's not running around trying to do the stuff that Pat does. So I'm telling you, the way the Lakers are going to be able to attack you, you think because they're not that talented that you're not dealing with nothing. But once you realize the size that we can throw at you at once and the various different looks that our versatility can provide, if you're not able to overcome all of that, you're in for a dogfight. And your closer better close us out. And I'm not sure your closer is going to be able to close us out because we may actually have a better closer on our team, named LeBron James. So it's one of those type of situations where it's like, I like us, man. I like us. I'm not saying we're winning the championship. I don't have us winning the championship. But we're going to be a problem. And it really doesn't matter where we seed, honestly. It don't. It does not matter where we seed, in my opinion. As long as we can get a play-in tournament spot, we can win those 2 games, and we're getting in the playoffs. And the rest is about matchups. It ain't even about the building. Because home court advantage, in my opinion, matters much more to young teams. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they don't matter what gym. They don't matter what gym. So that's really what it comes down to. I would imagine the Lakers would be less rattled in that situation than most. So it's not about the regular season. It's just about health. We must stay healthy. We must stay disciplined in what it is we're doing rhythmically. And, of course, in due time, but efficiently, we must get that 47 off of our books. We must. This year, we know that. So that's got to happen. If we have him on our team at the end of the season, we're not going anywhere. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not happening. All this stuff I'm talking about, you can't overcome it. You can't overcome it because you still need to get more in his stead. The shooting, that's where that 47 needs to come from. That's where that 47 needs to pay for. It's the shooting that we do not have. So while he's sitting here running around either figuring it out or not, We need him to be that $47 million worth of shooting that's not there. So it's not about whether or not he can do it. I promise he can. All that's nah, man. We're talking about what he needs to be instead of what he actually is. Never mind his piece, because he can't shoot. He can't shoot free throws and stuff like that. So unless we can get him down to a price tag, it's like $1 million, $2 million. It's very, very bad for us to have him on a contract. We're only as good as we are right now, so long as he's on this team. Period. So the clock is not against us necessarily, because we do have until the deadline to do this. And I do think that if we wait from this point a little longer, that's probably the way to go, rather than making a move today. That's not what I'm telling us to do. I'm just saying that we know that this has to be done this year. It has to be done this year, and it has to be done in order for us to win this year. So we're okay with that. We're fine. In the meantime, those 2 picks, in my opinion, are starting to increase in value, not decrease. The presence of all these super young kids coming around, our argument is there'll be more, and because of it, our price on these picks is going up. The NBA is able to market these young prospects better, which means that their value is going to go up just sheer in nature over time. Since now the G League is starting to be a thing, and the overseas teams are starting to get we're starting to understand who these teams are. Yeah, their prospects worth more, just off the understanding that they're going to be promoted better. So when you have that dynamic in place, you know your picks are worth more tomorrow than they are today, just off of the understanding of that. So that's another reason why we value our picks with caution in 2022, because we understand that the price on those things fluctuate like crazy, and in giving them away, you're going to be handing away something that's going to be worth a lot more for someone else tomorrow. So that's what it is, man. We got to make sure we're doing what makes us best for what it is we're trying to do. And so anything less than that is a waste of our time. Other than that, that's what I got to say. Now, of course, we want to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. There are a few new players on this team that are going to be very key. Kyle Anderson, Eric Paschall, obviously Rudy Gobert, Bryn Forbes. They picked up some young guys as well, a couple of guys that I'm not familiar with their names. CJ Ellaby is also on this team as well, I believe. So they got a lot of new faces. I'm really curious to see about Kyle Anderson and Eric Paschall specifically, though, or Pascal. I don't think I've ever said his name correctly. But he used to play with the Golden State Warriors. He was a part of that rebuilding process where they were getting Jordan Poole and all these other young guys that they now have. He was a part of that, and he just didn't stay with the team. They sent him to Utah, kind of got lost in the fold there. Now he's in Minnesota. I believe Minnesota's playing for something. So this gives him an opportunity to finally be in a situation that's about some winning. So I'm curious to see where he's at in his career. Obviously, just because you get lost in Utah, that don't mean nothing. The same stuff you were capable of in Golden State, you're obviously capable of now. There hasn't been any injuries to my understanding. There should still be some strong upside there. So I'm curious to see if he can help that team. You add him, talk about Nas Reed, McLaughlin. They got some good guys, man. I like their team for the most part. There was another player there that really needs to be mentioned. Obviously, they let go of Vanderbilt. He went to the Utah Jazz. I think they'll miss him, but they still got the other counterpart. I just wish his name would come to mind, but he's a very, very serious piece. Wingy, somebody who can play some defense, somebody who can definitely attack you in a lot of different ways with his body. Rebounding monster. So this is the type of thing where I'm like, all right, they have pieces. When you add him, you add Anderson, you add Nas, you add McLaughlin, you add all those different young guys, and they still have a lot of talent that they can use. That has nothing to do with Rudy Gobert, Karl Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell. So yesterday I told you guys their bench was a bit, not shallow, I guess. I think it's a bit deeper than I gave it credit for. Now that I look at some of those acquisitions, they made some sneaky acquisitions that will give them a bench that they can get away with, I think. So, yeah, that's an important thing to say. They're not as bad as I thought, and you keep Anthony Edwards and that core healthy, it's a contender. It really is. So I don't know if they'll play their stars tonight. Chances are they probably won't play too many. Maybe they'll give Anthony Edwards some run, but other than that, I doubt it. Given the fact that we're not starting our players, I just don't think they'll do too much out there with Vegas. But nevertheless, they're playing for something, so we'll see what they have to give us. We definitely got the size to throw at them, though. That's what I love about our roster. So Yeah, man, it should be fun. It should be very fun. Keep an eye on Kyle Anderson. Thing about Kyle Anderson that we understand, he played with the Memphis Grizzlies. He makes everybody better around him. Uh, Sort of like Austin Reeves. What I expect Austin Reeves to kind of develop into is kind of what he's giving his teams now. He does a little bit of everything. Rebounds the ball. Uh, Obviously puts himself in a position to score. We know his style of play is that of somebody who moves a little bit slower in slow motion, but he's efficient. We know speed is not always an indicator of greatness. Sometimes slowing down is the way to go. Ask Luka Doncic. So we understand that slow mo is a very serious piece, and even though he's not very consistent, adding him to that Minnesota team with the extraction of some of the pieces that they had last year, he's exactly what they need off their bench. And I would not be surprised at all if he was a leading candidate for Sixth Man of the Year, to be honest with you, given what his role can be for that roster and the fact that he's not going to get a whole lot of attention offensively because he got too much to worry about. And so Minnesota's roster is growing on me. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate the move they made to get Rudy Gobert, but now that he's there, I'm warming up to what they can possibly do. Even though I think of him as a limited piece, there are much worse fits for him around the league. I just wish they didn't give him that trade as much as they did for him. So that's always going to be a thing. But I felt the same way about our acquisition of Patrick Beverley. Now that he's here, I love the piece. I don't want to trade it away. I don't even want to trade it for the stuff I gave away. You see how that works? That's exactly how I look at that. So if you're a Timberwolf fan, yeah, you want all them picks back. But now that Rudy's here, for what it's worth this season, you got a chance at a ring, and that's what you did it for. So I think they have a legitimate opportunity. I really do. So that's what I got to say, man. I got a fantasy basketball team to draft, probably like my 100th or something crazy like that. Y'all know I'm obsessed with this stuff. So I'm going to go put together a team, see what comes with that. But tonight, 7 o'clock in Vegas, Lakers, Minnesota Timberwolves. No Bron, likely. No AD, definitely. Some of the other vets, it's been said they ain't playing either. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of young guys. It should be a lot of fun. My name is BDL44. Thank you all for watching.